Let me ask you a question. How many hours have you spent solving drama that you didn't create, but somehow you're responsible for? Like the salesperson who runs to you every time another manager criticizes him or holds him accountable for something. Or the two advisors that haven't talked in 3 days unless you're the one that plays mediator. Or the BDC rep who always has to find his favorite manager who's going to rescue him. Or just the amount of time that your departments spend pointing fingers instead of actually solving problems. You know the pattern and you have lived the chaos. Drama is not random and you're not unlucky. There's a very predictable pattern underneath all of it and you're getting played by it. And it's called the triangle of death. And it kills execution quietly and more effectively than any bad process ever will. So let's expose it. I'm Chris Hunsaker, and this is the Dealership War Room. Leadership fire, 7 minutes, built daily, fueled intentionally, and delivered relentlessly. And today, we're going to take the triangle of death, or the drama triangle, and we're going to absolutely break it down. So let's dive in. In Unstoppable Culture, I lay out and I write about a dynamic that shows up in every single dealership, big or small. It's predictable, it's common, and it will burn high performance to the ground every single time. To make it clear, I want you to picture a triangle, right? 3 sides to it, and there's 3 roles in this drama. There's the hero, there's the victim, and there's the perpetrator. Now, before I dive into it, I want to ask yourself this question. Which one of the 3 do you think is more powerful? Because when I ask this to people, I often get it's either the hero or the villain, right? Because they're the one that's doing it to the victim. But what you'll see as we go through, why this is so toxic and so dangerous, it's the victim that has the most power, because the victim gets to cast the hero and the villain in their role. Because what the victim is basically saying is, poor me, nobody understands me, this isn't there, they don't get me. The hero is the one that says, I'll fix it, I'll get it, I'll take care of it, we'll make it happen. And the victim or the perpetrator is like, what are they doing? All I'm trying to do is I'm holding people accountable, I'm making stuff happen. But in the victim's words, you're doing this to me, you're holding me accountable, you're persecuting me. And here's the part that most managers don't see. The minute you step in and rescue them, you've now become part of their drama pattern. But you feel like a great leader. You feel needed. You feel like you're helping, but you're not helping. You're enabling. And you're creating the very emotional pattern that you're trying to eliminate. If you accept the hero role, by definition, you create the victim role. And you think you're helping and making it better, that you're keeping the peace, but you're not. All you're doing is keeping drama alive. You are not creating peace. And here's why. The coaching doesn't stick. And the conflict never resolves. Accountability, it just dissolves into the ether. And your managers start contradicting each other. And you become the default therapist. And your store starts drowning in emotional noise instead of building momentum. So how do you break the triangle? Let me share with you an amazing tool. Here's a simple, powerful framework to kill the triangle dead. Step 1, refuse the hero role. When people come to you with, Jorge won't help me, or the BDC is just screwing everything up, or I need you, like Mary's just being mean to me, however they're presenting it to you, when they come to you with that introduction, that seduction into the hero role, do not rescue. That's the most important thing that I can tell you, because when you accept the hero role, you validate their victimhood. Step 2, force responsibility with victim crushing questions. Make it an adult to adult conversation. Ask questions like, well, what do you own in this? What's your part in all of this? Let me ask you, have you spoken to them directly? Or what outcomes are you absolutely committed to? And one of my favorites is, well, then what's the best next step? Because when you ask these kind of questions, you move people out of victim mode and into creator mode. You move them from a parent-child complaining, come save me, to an adult-to-adult conversation about how to be productive, build momentum, and move forward. Here's the best part. Step 3, break triangulation instantly with one question. Go talk to them and come back after you've had the conversation. That kills triangulation. That kills the triangle on the spot. One question. The first time you say it, I got to tell you, it's going to feel awkward. The second time, it's going to feel a lot like control. But the third time feels like freedom. Teach the triangle of death to your leadership team, because once they see the pattern, they'll spot it everywhere, because drama becomes visible, patterns become predictable, and accountability becomes normal. This is how you turn your culture from drama-driven to execution-driven. Okay, let's look at the insight to action bridge for today. And I'm going to invite you to find one triangle. I'm sure that you have already thought of 3, 4, 5 triangles that you can see now that I made this visible already just as you've been listening. all I want you to do, and I invite you, pick one triangle and collapse it. It might be a sales rep who always needs saving, or it might be a conflict that's constantly bouncing between two managers. Maybe it's a technician or advisor that's always pitting those two departments against each other, a BDC rep that's playing favorites and everybody knows it. And maybe it's a long-standing grudge that you've been sucked into being the hero far too long. When the triangle shows up today, don't rescue, don't absorb, don't fix it, and don't play along. Push the ownership back where it belongs, on the person, and break the drama cycle right there. Drama dies, execution rises. Remember, it's always the victim-crushing questions that are your way to collapse every single triangle. It starts with awareness, and then it goes with execution and ownership. And that's going to ask you to do, please share this triangle. Once everybody knows the triangle, it changes everything. I had one dealership, I had more than one, but one dealership I'm thinking of in particular, they actually drew out the drama triangles, passed them out to everybody, and at every leadership team meeting, they had them laminated. So as soon as the conversation delved into someone getting sucked into a triangle, everyone would, or one person would just hold up their square and was like, triangle. It totally transformed their dealership because they learned how to take back control of execution in their dealership. So if you really want to get better at execution, you really want to break the drama triangle, you want to learn how to become absolutely a wizard at those drama crusting questions, then text the word lizard to the number that you see on the screen and get our AI execution assistant that's going to help coach you right now today to become a ninja at collapsing triangles in your home life, in your work life, and in every area where you have relationships that you care about people. But for today, please, I invite you, go out, create some leadership fire, find some triangles and collapse them, and start to understand how much control you really have over your culture and how great your store can really be. And I'll see you tomorrow in the dealership forum.